a game where secret identities, deception, and deduction is required. And in this video, I'm going to go through the overall setup, how easy it is to set up, how easy it is to play, win, game artwork, as well as overall recommendations as to whether or not you should get this game. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, the setup is really easy, and let me explain to you why it's so easy by demonstrating. Done. Super easy setup, and that's something that I really like about it is there's some impatience when you're like, hey everybody, let's play a game, and then it takes forever to set up. This isn't one that you have to worry about that. In fact, they'll be like, oh wait, we're already started? Okay. Now, the way to win is all your other players have their cards flipped up and you just have one secret identity left. And you still have one identity that remains secret, so you're the winner here. It's a pretty simple concept and easy to play for all ages. I play with, 50-plus-year-olds, 25-year-olds, and 16-year-olds, and we all play in the same game and have pretty equal chance of winning depending on who's more experienced in the game. So it can be really fun gameplay. The strategy is there, but it's not a heavy strategy game. Like, you don't have to think 20 moves ahead. You usually just think 1 or 2 moves ahead, if any, but you don't have to think any at all. In fact, some people play the game just by guessing the entire time. A known strategy is not to look at your identities and just pretend that you are something and you have no idea if you are. So that's a strategy that shows you there's very little strategy in Coup, but it is a really popular one and fun one that you might want to try. As for game length, it's about 15 minutes usually, so it's a short game, which is actually a really nice thing in this case. It's fun to have quick short games, and sometimes it's even shorter depending on how experienced the players are that you're playing with. It's 2 to 6 player games, so you can play with a lot of people. Age-wise, it's recommended to be 13 plus, and I would say that's a pretty good number to go by. It is kind of difficult to properly lie when you're younger, and it's a little bit more difficult, like it might be harder to do that deduction as a younger person too. So someone younger than 13 might have a harder time with deduction. So that would be something, I think 13 plus is a good number for this. How easy is it to get started and learn how to play? It's really easy to play. There's a card that you have next to you the entire time that tells you exactly what you need to know to play. So for example, in each turn you play an action and it tells you what those actions are and what those actions in effect is. And then it tells you what these identities, how they affect those actions. It's something that's really easy to get through and understand for first-time players, and by the second time they already have their own strategy and are figuring out how they want to play. Now let's talk about artwork. Now all of these cards have different characters on them, and the artwork I think is just supreme in this game. It's not too crazy, there's not a lot going on, but it's definitely colorful, and you do have details at the bottom of them. They're titles and then what they can do, and they're very distinct from each other. Like, you aren't going to look at your card and think that this Duke is this ambassador. So it's really easy to distinguish between. Now there's only 4 cards in the entire game, so there's not a huge variety in artwork, which I think is why the artwork is as good as it is they were able to focus their time and energy into just 4 cards. That makes it pretty good. And the tokens they look black and white, and they are black and white. I think they're supposed to look silver. There are upgrades online for these pieces. People like sell upgraded ones, but they're already a good thickness that I wouldn't worry about it. Thickness with these cards, it's a typical gameplay board game card thickness, so I'd say it's pretty sufficient. And same with this, it's like almost a cardstock. It's not quite a cardstock, it's glossy, and it's got colors on it, and it's pretty clean too. I think overall game design and game quality is pretty good. Now, should you get this game? If you like short games and you like playing with friends and deceiving your friends, it really is a fun one. Not very many games where the basis of the game is to deceive your friends, and so this can be a really fun game that I would highly recommend to anyone getting. Plus, it fits in a really small box, so you can take it with you to visit your family and introduce them to the game as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do get Coup, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think about it. If you want to know how to play Coup, check out my channel because I do have a video on how to play Coup as well as strategies for winning and tips and tricks for you, so check that out. Please subscribe and click the bell notifications so you can get a notification the next time I upload a video like this. Thanks again so much for watching this video and enjoy playing Coup.